Looks like we're all set up for Link's Awakening DX, so without further ado, let's give it up for Xanderche.
Hi there. I'm Xander. I'm gonna be running Link's Awakening DX 100%. I think we're ready to get straight into it. So, can we get a countdown? Alright, so this is Link's Awakening DX 100%, as I just said. So while we get the game started, let's talk about what specifically 100% is, because this game does not have a percentage counter, so we've had to make some arbitrary rules for 100%. So I hope I get this right. But 100% includes basically all instruments, which is already a requirement to beat the game anyway. Well, not technically, but whatever. All unique items, which must be obtained from their unique source, so you can't glitch them in some way. You have to do the extra dungeon, color dungeon. You have to get all heart pieces, all photos, and I think that about covers it. So I'm gonna do a damage boost off that urchin here, so I can get this sword earlier than you're supposed to, and it saves like half a second. It's mostly swag. Alright, that's it. So now, we're gonna need 10 rupees to buy bombs. So to do that, we're gonna try to dupe some from these enemies. So they're gonna drop rupees, and like you saw there, it dropped one, but I picked up two because I was holding out my shield. So it fell on both Link's hitbox and the shield hitbox, and it picked it up twice. So I'm aiming for like at least 7 here. 5 is really bad, so let's hope the bushes let me have this run. Oh, apparently they do. Wow. So in general, these bushes have a 1 in 16 chance of dropping a rupee, and I just got 5 on like 24 bushes. That's insane. Alright, so we're gonna steal the shovel, because, you know, why buy it? Why go get 200 rupees? Way too expensive. I can deal with being called thief for the rest of the run. So now I'm gonna buy these bombs and save and quit at the same time, which lets me keep my rupees. So I have the bombs now, but because the counter never went down, I never lost my rupees. And then we're gonna steal the bow and move on. So we're gonna make our way over to the trendy game here, where I'm gonna get the magic powder, and this rupee luck here is quite insane. Alright, so you're not normally supposed to be getting the magic powder from here, but you can, and it's fast. Let's do it. Alright. So now that we have all the items we need to get started, we're gonna get one final item, which is gonna be the tail key to get into the first dungeon. And a few collectibles that we need for 100%. And then we can finally start doing our first dungeon. Yeah, this is seashell. There's 26 seashells in the game, but you only need 20 to get the level 2 sword, which is a requirement. So I'm gonna be doing a bomb trigger here, where I drop a bomb while transitioning. Well, actually I dropped 2. But I dropped them while transitioning, which usually the game thinks like, hey, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be dropping 2 bombs. Let me just trigger this cutscene for you. But in this case, it skipped the owl animations and saved like 2 seconds. That moblin has to die for some reason. Don't ask me why. Okay. So yeah, finally making your way to the tail key. And I'm just gonna save and quit. And we'll be right back in Mabe Village. So now, we're finally going to D1. And I'm gonna do something called a pit walk here. It's actually a pit walk. We're gonna walk across this pit, hopefully. And I got it, nice. That's actually an RNG trick. So the way that works is like you do a little weird movement there, and you can only fall into pits every other frame. So I got lucky that the last frame I was on the pit wasn't one of those frames that we call a global frame. So I was able to walk across. And we've made our way into D1. So just gonna do another semi-pit walk there, just walk across pits diagonally, because that's a thing you can do. Get another seashell here. And we're gonna already make our way over to the dungeon item, which will be the Rock's Feather. But first, we have to murder these guys. Don't worry, they won't feel a thing. Look, they're already dead. Right. And I think I just want to take this time to talk about menuing for a bit. A lot of the top runners have a menu route, as we call it, because when you menu in this game, your items switch places all the time. So if you don't know where your items are, you're gonna lose a lot of time trying to find them. So for about 2/3 of this run, I actually know where my menus are. After that, I just lose track of it, basically. So we now have the Rock's Feather, which clearly lets us jump. And we're gonna abuse that by doing what's called a super jump right there, where you clip into the wall, and you just like do a little weird thing and you jump in midair. Because that way you trick the game into thinking you're jumping off a ledge and it just lets you jump again. It's not broken, I promise. Oh, and I just wasted an arrow there. That's gonna be interesting later. Grabbing this fairy, just in case. I shouldn't need it, but I'll grab it anyway. Okay, I definitely would have needed it, maybe. Ironically enough, this is actually the hardest boss in the run. But I killed him quite nicely, so it's nice. So Molarm, if you hit anything but his tail, you actually tink off of it, and there's a pretty good chance that you'll fall in the pit and you have to get back up. And it's just painful. We have nice quick kills for literally every other boss, except for Molarm, and it makes him the hardest boss. So we have the first instrument now, and we're gonna make our way to Dungeon 2. And like I was saying before, I wasted an arrow, which was actually a really stupid mistake. And with the arrow route that I use, I usually only have one arrow left once I get the arrow capacity upgrade, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. These kids have like 50 billion text boxes, but in the Japanese version, you can skip almost all of them by just pressing B. Right. So, gonna make our way through this cave, gonna do a spin slash to hit both of those crystals so you don't have to like walk around. Because walking around is slow, let's not do that. And I'm gonna super jump to get this heart piece here, or not. Alright. And I'm just gonna save and quit to get back to the start of the cave. So, movement with the feather is actually pretty interesting, because normally when you walk diagonally, you walk at 12 subpixels per frame. But if you jump diagonally with the feather, you actually move the same speed as you would like walk in a straight line. So it's a lot faster to jump diagonally. So anytime I have feather equipped, you'll be seeing me jump a lot. It's just fast. So this is the photographer. He's really important. If you forget to get the photographer, and you get Bow Wow, which is what I'm about to do, you actually can't have your first picture taken and none of the others until you return Bow Wow and go back to the photographer. It's quite horrible. So, this is Moblin Cave. The kids before, they were telling us that Bow Wow was kidnapped or something. I don't know. We have to rescue him anyway. This is Moblin King. He's actually one of the only mini-bosses that In fact, I think he's the only mini-boss that we don't kill with arrows. Because every mini-boss in the game just dies to 2 arrows. Oh, by the way, Bow Wow is a chain chomp. Alright, so now that we have him, we're gonna use him for his only purpose, which is eating one of the flowers to get into D2. And I'm gonna do what's called a flock clip here past this block, which just lets me, like, get pushed into the wall. We're in D2. So yeah, by pushing against the wall with a text box there, like an object with a rock or an obstacle that gives you a text box, you can clip 1 pixel farther into the wall and just walk straight past the obstacle. Gonna be using that a couple more times later on. Whoops. So we have to push these blocks in the toward each other. Just gonna do it nicely like that. And we're in the 2D section, and I messed that up somehow. Sure. All right. So this is High Nox Binox. High Nox Binox. I don't even know what it is. I think it's a statue, to be honest, but nobody really knows. Alright, so I'm gonna be doing what's called Ghost Skip here. Just gonna push against the wall and just hit the ghost out of bounds, and the game thinks you're dead. And that gets me the power bracelet. So we can actually finish the dungeon now. Okay, so I'm gonna make my way over to the boss key room right here. And I have to kill these enemies in a specific order to make the chest spawn. And that Stalfos up top there can be the biggest troll in existence. If he moves into, like, the cage thing, whatever, that the bunny is in, he can just mess you up. Oh, and this also happens. Alright, so recently, we found that you can actually, do this. Instead of lifting this pot here, you can actually just hold a bomb, and it will just move the platform down. Because the game doesn't check what you're holding, it just checks if you're holding something. Alright, so this is the mini-boss, Bottle Genie. We're gonna do... You're normally supposed to, like, throw this pot against the wall 3 times, but we're not gonna be doing any of that. We're just gonna clip into the wall, throw him once, and he just gets hit out of the pot instantly. Like that. And then I'm just gonna drop a bomb and kill him with a bomb arrow. And that's D2. So now would be a good time to talk about donations and such.
Hey, we do actually have a donation. We got a 10 € donation from Bamboo Shadow saying, "Go go go, Xander! You'd better pick the correct tunic. Greetings from Germany." And with that, we have a lead on the red tunic, which is currently standing at 15 euros. Blue tunic is currently at 10, so there's a 5 € lead for the red tunic. And with that, I'd like to quickly announce that we're going to make a small change in the schedule later on in the event. We're going to be swapping the Swamp Thing run, which was initially going to happen towards the end of the event, with the Momono Hunter Yoko run, which was supposed to be coming up next. So, due to some technical limitations, we were forced to swap those 2 runs around. So, same runner, but a bit of a different game, and we're going to get to see Swamp Thing after this run. Do I still have more time, or...?
No. That's
okay,
no.
Go ahead.
Alright, so, I skipped this heart piece before. Because it's like actually a frame faster to get it now. I don't know. I don't trust people timing this, but we're skipping it for the swag jump, let's face it. Alright, so I'm gonna get my first capacity upgrade here, which will hopefully be the bombs. I really need to watch my mashing here, Because if I overmash here, I'll get the powder upgrade, and that's really, really bad. Alright, so we're fine. I have to pick the right option the first time. And you saw me walking over to the, like, nothingness, basically, and then just coming back with a save and quit. I did that to activate the warp point that's there. So now we can actually warp there later on. Oh, what am I doing? Alright, so grabbing that seashell here. And now we're gonna make our way to the area with Dungeon 3. Alright, so I'm gonna grab another seashell here. And Bow Wow can actually talk to you there. I don't know what causes that, but it happens, and it's slow, and it's painful. It just happens sometimes. Okay. So, I'm gonna open up this cave here, now, because it saves a menu later. We're not gonna enter it yet. We're gonna be doing that later, but by opening it now, because I already have to equip bomb arrows, I don't have to equip them later. And I'm gonna enter this house to set a warp point. And I'm gonna get another picture. So this is one of the permanently missable pictures. If you forget this picture and then go and do D3, you can't get it anymore. It just doesn't exist. You can't get the cutscene, and your run's dead. But I didn't forget it. Yeah, this is Richard. You're normally supposed to do like a whole side quest involving him, but we're gonna skip all of that. Because Richard is kind of a douche, to be honest. Oops. Also, these pigs are impossible to deal with. Alright, I managed. And I did not mean to open my map there. So, this is the Seashell Mansion. This is where we will eventually be getting the level 2 sword. But there's also 2 other rewards that you can get, namely the 2 other seashells, like I just got. And they look like presents, don't ask me why. If you have 5 or 10 seashells, you can come and get another one. Alright, Villa skip. I messed that up. So I'm gonna do what's called pit buffering here, where I just keep buffering my menu. That's a 2 buffer, that's really, really good. Yeah, I just kept buffering my menu there until I heard the falling sound. Whoops. Which let me transition down on the pit and just skip the entire Villa side quest, castle side quest, whatever you want to call it.
Let me know when you have time for a donation.
I will. Alright, so gonna get another seashell. And then finally actually get into Dungeon 3. So what I just dug up there, it might have looked like a golden leaf, but it was actually the key to Dungeon 3. I don't know how it works, it just does. It works. So yeah, finally actually making my way over there, and I'm gonna be grabbing one more seashell using Jesus jumping. So what that is I buffer my menu on the frame I see the splash sprite here, and I can just transition here. Or jump. But in this case, we're transitioning. Let's see. You're 2 buffers, that's pretty average. And keyholes are just a suggestion. We're just gonna put in the key from the back. Alright, throw a pot at this door to open it. And I'm hopefully gonna take a hit to one of these guys here to avoid an acorn. Because I want something called Piece of Power here, which increases my movement speed by 25%. But if you pick up an acorn, like it doesn't drop. So we need to avoid doing that at all costs. Alright, that was that's the worst possible place it could have spawned, but I jumped over it, so we're fine. Alright, so this is where I should be getting my Piece of Power. and I didn't get it. That's interesting. That's okay. So I'm gonna be doing Dodongo skip here, or not. I'm gonna do a super jump here, and then release my spin slash to tink off of one of them, and just get across those blocks. And you can actually soft block on that if you do it wrong. Can I just super jump, please? Thank you. And we now have the Pegasus boots, which lets us dash and go really fast. So I still need to get a piece of power somewhere, sometime soon, and I did not do that right. Okay, so this jump is gonna be pretty tight without a piece of power, but I made it. Alright, so now we're gonna do the Dodongo skip again. And that's an acorn, that's fun. There it is. Okay, bit late, but better late than never, right? Alright, so no failed Dodongo skips today. Gonna do another flock clip to get past this key block. And Dodongo skip actually just completely skips a key. And it saves like 20 seconds or something. It's quite a big time save. Alright, so now that we have all of that stuff out of the way, it's time for the boss. So I'm just gonna bonk twice to make him drop down and avoid getting stunned. Split him up. Don't do that. Just make him drop on my sword and he's dead. And that was D3. So now would be another good time for donations.
Okay, because we did just get another 5 euros from Bamboo Shadow saying, had to donate another 5 euros for that sick pit walk, PogChamp. I'm also gonna donate 1 euro for every failed early hookshot attempt.
Oh, God.
So bless RNG, Kappa.
Oh no. You
So,
know
yeah.
me, Bamboo. Don't do this to yourself.
So yeah, I guess we gotta keep track of that now.
We do, and we will. So our early hookshot, I'll go into it a bit, is an RNG trick that we're gonna see later where we get the hookshot early, obviously. And it's just horrible, trust me on this one. Alright, so get another seashell, and now we're actually gonna enter this cave here. The one we opened up with bombs before. And I'm gonna try to make an early cycle here. Nice, I got it. That's actually really tight. You can avoid that spark there, like I just did. And my menu's already messed up. That's fun. Alright, so we got another heart piece here. I don't know how the developers expected you to find this casually, because there's no indication there other than poking your sword at the wall to see that that's a bombable wall. Alright, so this cutscene with Terran here, we're not gonna watch it. We're just gonna like trigger it, and it's over now. Just like that, we have the honeycomb. Because if you open your save and quit menu on the frame that cutscene starts, the game just like doesn't actually have a trigger for it ending. So like it thinks once it starts, it's just also over. I guess I can't really explain it because I don't really know how it works. But yeah, once again going into the Seashell Mansion for the other Seashell reward. But we don't have 10 yet. We do now. Now we can actually get it. And that's also a really nice indication to see if you've missed a seashell anywhere. Because if it doesn't give you a seashell here, then you've definitely missed one. So nice swag here. Surprisingly enough, not getting trolled by those pigs. That like never happens. Right. So I'm gonna make my way over to Animal Village now, where we are gonna be getting the pineapple. So I don't remember what exactly is the trigger for being able to get the pineapple. I think it's something to do with the trading sequence, which we completely skipped. But yeah, this guy is here. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with Terran. I tried to do it frame perfectly, but I failed it. It's hard. Saves a buffer, which is 2 seconds. Anyway, saving and quitting there with 2 menu buffers actually saved 11 frames, but it's totally worth it, trust me. Alright, so now that we have the... Oh god, what is my menu? Now that we have the pineapple, Marin will spawn on the beach. And we need Marin for pictures. That's actually the only thing we need her for, just to take a couple pictures. In other runs, we just skip her completely. Alright, so this is a naked super jump, where you super jump without having an item. Alright, nice, I got it. It's a bit finicky and dumb, but yeah. Alright, so that's it for the Dream Shrine. I hope you enjoyed it. It's basically Inception. So now we're gonna go and do the best thing in this entire game, aka fish the pond percent. Unfortunately, we don't have time to fish the entire pond, but we can get in 2 fish. Let's get 2. Oh. Oh no. Oh, he got away. That's a shame. Alright, let's make sure the big one doesn't get away though. Alright, in all seriousness though, it's actually faster to let that small guy get away, and you have to like get rid of it to be able to get to the big guy, which has a heart piece. And now we can continue. So I'm finally returning Bow Wow, because he is a pain, or he can be. And funnily enough, this cutscene actually has RNG in it. It's possible to tank against Bow early on one of these times. I don't know how it works. I have never seen it happen, but apparently it can happen, and it's RNG. And I love it. So yeah, that's another cutscene out of the way. And now we get this one, where Link literally just floats because I jumped into the trigger. We're literally spying on Old Man Elrira. I don't know why, but Nintendo thought it was a good idea, apparently. Alright, so now I'm gonna make my way back over to D1 because there's actually a seashell here that I couldn't get before. Because I have to bonk into the tree for it, and obviously I didn't have boots before. Alright, so now I'm gonna try to do some inventory management here. Okay, I failed miserably at that. Okay. So I want to banish the ocarina to the bottom left of my menu, because if I don't, it's gonna keep on bothering me. And because... I say that because every time you hover over it, once you have a song, it brings up a sub-menu that takes forever to get rid of. Also, a nice nut touch there. Alright, another part of RNG cutscenes. This is the RNG gulls. These seagulls are literally RNG. You will never see them move the same way. So I seem to be getting pretty bad RNG here. It's not good. It's gonna bite me for the rest of the run. So we have to go through this entire cutscene to get Marin. It's kind of painful. It's a really long cutscene. Alright, so Link just lifts her like it's nothing, because he can. And I actually have to move completely still there, because if you move before Marin lands on you, you actually, like, you have to re-enter, and it's garbage. Alright, so it's time for, actually it's not time for the last thing, but the second to last thing we really need Marin for, which is this picture here. Again, these cutscenes are just kind of meh, but it's a nice time to chill, really. It's like nice to have some downtime in the run, because in the what used to be the main category, which is now 100%, but in that category you actually have next to no downtime, and it's kind of horrible. Alright, so time for Link to get Rooster blocked. So Link and Marin, they want to take a picture, but Mario here is like, no, get away from my daughter. and then we just leave. Alright, so the segment in between Dungeon 3 and Dungeon 4 is just 15 minutes of collecting stuff. It's a lot. So I'm gonna go back to Animal Village because that's what where we actually need to go to progress the game. And normally you would need Walrus. You need Walrus, yeah. You would need Marin to wake up the Walrus, but it's actually faster to just bomb trigger it like this. So let's do that. So, the only reason it's faster is because it saves you walking all the way to the Walrus and some text boxes, and Marin leaves the screen, like, basically instantly. And otherwise, she'd have to run off all the way, and it's just horrible. Fun fact, if you do this from the top, she actually walks over the trees, but it's slower. Alright, let's go. So now, we're gonna get another heart piece. And this is not your ordinary heart piece. That's not gonna work. Because we're actually gonna bomb trigger this heart piece. Yes, bomb triggers can activate heart pieces. Don't ask me why. Why did I just do it like that? I hope that still works. Okay. I did that bomb trigger a bit weirdly, but it worked. So yeah, heart pieces are apparently cutscenes, and you can trigger them like that. And it's a lot faster to do it like that. Because otherwise you would need the hookshot. Well, you wouldn't need the hookshot, but it would be painful to do it without it, and it's just so much faster. Do it like this. Alright, so, oh, I got text in that room. That never happens. So this is the room of nothingness. Trust me, there's nothing in this room. Seriously though, there's a Lamola in that room, but we just kill it before it appears. And normally, if you're fast enough, which I apparently wasn't, you don't even see it. So, well, you don't see it either way. I meant to say, if you're fast enough, the text never shows up and the music never starts. Yeah, we needed to kill that guy for the Dungeon 4 key, which we have now. So we can make our way over there. Also, owl cutscenes are very fun. They don't take forever at all. They definitely don't. Right, it's over. Alright, so we're gonna get Marin's song now. It's time for some quiet time, because this is second best song. Alright, if you accidentally miss menu there, which actually happened to, one of the racers in, tournament we have going on recently. If you accidentally menu there, you actually have to listen to the song again, and it's horrible. And all it takes is just pressing right at the wrong time. Alright, so we have the key now, so we can actually enter the dungeon. Or at least open it. And let's actually, let's go to it. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Whoops. Okay. What is my menu? So, we're coming up on a very, very crucial skip here. Obstacle skip, that's it. That's like a 3-pixel window, and it saves 1/4 of a second if you get it. If you don't, you lose 2 seconds, but it's definitely worth it. I promise. I'm gonna just jump up here, so we can get this picture here early. And I'm gonna enter this place here to get set a warp point. And I need to not forget to get this seashell here, because I've actually forgotten that before. Like, flipping past that enemy is possible. Also, this is Butt Sword. I hope you enjoy our memes. Right, so I'm gonna menu and save and quit and do something really stupid. And it's called Early Rooster Skip. So we used to do this skip way later. We do it now. I'll do it first, then I'll try to explain what happened. Or not. So I can hard reset because I just set my save point in that room. This is fine. This was to be expected. So I'm gonna try to do, like I did with Villa Skip, do a pit buffer to get across here. This might not be good. No, this is fine. That should be the pixel, I think. Or not. Alright, I should be on the pixel. Yeah, this is it. I just did that. I'm good at this game, I promise. Alright, so what I tried to do there was, buffer dash with the shovel, but it didn't quite work out. Not quite. So if you get this, do this well, it saves about 20 seconds. Clearly, I'm not doing it well, though. Alright, come on. So I need to hear the falling sound before I can do anything else. Come on. This is also RNG, so this could theoretically take forever. And it pretty much is taking forever. So, alright, that should be it. Here we go. There we go. So that was not worth it. Anyway, we made it work. So it's finally time for Dungeon 4. Yeah, what we used to do there is we used to actually get it before D7, which is what the key is actually for. And normally you're supposed to just get a rooster, and it's just really slow. So we don't do that. Actually, I think someone timed it recently, and it was only like a minute slower, but that's still very slow. So the only reason I went there is for that key. I just completely missed that. Alright. That's actually a really easy jump. I don't know how I failed that. And I'm gonna do another Jesus jump to skip the mini-boss here, and I buffered way early there. Come on. Alright, there we go. Yeah, that skips the mini-boss. And it's quite a bit faster. So now we have to solve this puzzle here. Oh god, this pattern. I'm not familiar with it, but it works. And if you accidentally step on a tile twice, you have to start over. And the enemies, they can push you on the tile, and then it's just horrible. And I'm gonna go for a pretty dumb trick, because I can. So, we're gonna be doing, getting the boss key early, and normally you're supposed to just clip into the wall and don't do anything stupid, but I'm definitely doing something stupid, and I actually got it. That's actually really hard. Alright, so what most runners do there is they clip into the left wall from the top and just get rid of the pots. But if you super jump and then release your spin slash, on that P hat, it will clip you into the wall like that, and then you can do another super jump to get on the platform. Also, that was a boss. Yeah. Oh god. I should have tried to hookshot down, to be honest. Also, jumping underwater is, fast. As you can see, you can just mash it so fast. Yeah, that's Dungeon 4. So this is where we're gonna be starting to sequence break. From here on out, the dungeon order is, gonna be a bit different. We're gonna do Dungeon 6 before Dungeon 5. Because it's just, like, it works out better. Alright, so I would like to request some very quiet time here, because behold, best song. Oh! Alright, now we have the song. We can save and quit again, and go the other way. There is a heart piece in a cave here that we need to get. So we used to do Dungeon 8 before Dungeon 7, and we just dropped down here from Dungeon 7, but now we don't, so we need to get this now. Getting a full heart there is an indicator that I haven't missed a heart piece, so that's good. Alright, so... yeah, there's not much on this segment, collection-wise, so we're just gonna make our way over to Dungeon 6. Oh wait, I'm dumb. I completely forgot that there's splits before this split, so, before we go to Dungeon 6, we're gonna be getting a bunch of stuff. I was completely wrong. So this is Mr. Ghost, our best friend, but not really, because he gives you text for no reason and wastes time. So I'm gonna be grabbing this seashell here. And I also equip bombs, because I'm gonna be doing a bomb trigger here to cut straight into the end of the trading sequence. So normally for this, you're supposed to, like, be, like, at the tail end of the trading sequence, but yeah, let's not. Let's just bomb trigger this to get the bra. Also, fun fact, in the US version, they thought the bra was too lewd, so they made it a necklace. Okay, so now we're gonna go over to the mermaid and return that bra. And I'm gonna try to save and quit on the right frame, but this is actually really difficult because there's no visual cue for it. Let's see how many buffers I get. Oh, 3 buffers. That's actually really good, considering that is frame perfect. Alright, so now we're gonna go do something called Zora Bump. And I got the worst possible spawn. Alright, let me do it first and I'll explain it. Oh, I got it. That was really good. So, what I just did there is I, used my shield to bump off of the Zora's beam, which got me clipped into the wall and let me super jump over to the other side. And normally you're supposed to have hookshot for that, but obviously we haven't done D5 yet. So we have to do it this way. And we actually, before this was standardized, it had been known for a long time before this, but we used to actually do that super jump with like 24 buffers, and it was horrible and slow. And this is just like 30 seconds faster, at least. Maybe 40. Alright, so gonna get this picture here. I don't even know what this cutscene is about, to be honest. The mouse gets caught, Link tries to murder it or something. And then the fisherman dies. This is actual lore. Alright, so now that we have the magnifying lens, we can get the boomerang. The most powerful entity in the entire universe. And I don't mean that lightly. but before we get the boomerang, we have to go through yet another cutscene. Namely this one. Right here. So this is the ghost house. It's part of the ghost side quest. And in other categories, we actually skip this side quest completely by dividing D4 into 2 segments, and it's all technical and stuff. But if you do it like that, the ghost doesn't spawn, essentially. But we actually need the ghost in 100% for a picture. Alright, so time to get the boomerang. What am I equipping? So I need to make sure that I equip shovel on B. Especially equip, because this guy trades the item you have on B for the boomerang. Alright, so now that we have it, we're not gonna use it. We're gonna be using it later. It's not really that important right now, it's just the most convenient time to get it. Oh, we are gonna be using it, but like, no major game breaking yet. So we found that it's actually a little bit faster to cut these bushes with a boomerang, because it gives you the seashells instantly, like that. Instead of just making the seashells drop down. And this is why the ghost is horrible. He just talks to you for no reason. Okay. So, the time has come to get the arrow capacity upgrade. Finally. So, from this point onwards, I won't have to worry about being low on arrows anymore. The arrow route is really, really tight. But not anymore. At least, as long as I don't accidentally get the powder upgrade. Because that would be pretty bad. But I should be fine. As long as I mash with B, I can't accidentally overmash. Hey look, we're fine. And, we're just gonna use the ocarina to get out of here. That's gonna warp me to center-ish of the map. It's not quite in the center, but it's close enough. Also, you have like 2 minutes left before we are going to be closing the blue or red tunic donation war, so make sure to get those donations in.
Speaking
and do
of,
it fast.
Speaking of donations, can I go for a few?
Yeah, you can.
We have a €1 donation from Twitch chat saying ParkChamp. We have €2 from hold on, let me make sure that I do this right. We have a €2 anonymous donation saying pizza. We have €10 from Phantom Matt saying to counter Bamboo's wish for you to fail early hookshot, you'll get it first try, Xander. Good luck. And with that, let me quickly check how the bid war is looking for blue versus red. Right now, it's a tie.
Oh no.
So yeah, any donation can be the tiebreaker here.
Just gonna boomerang that heart piece, because why not? You can boomerang through the blocks. So yeah, I guess we'll keep it open a bit longer than I was intending to if it's a tie. Because I was intending on closing it now, but obviously that's not gonna be a thing. Alright, so these guys ask you what color they are. I can't read Japanese, but I know what the answer is. So lucky me. Alright. I should probably talk a bit about this dungeon itself, because this is a DX exclusive dungeon. Oh god, this is not going well. And that's also why it's the color dungeon, because in the DX version, what are my menus? In the DX version, they introduced color to the game. So they were like, hey, let's make a color dungeon. Also, these rupees are going to be important later. I'm going to be getting them again. Yes, I am. Because that's how this game works. Okay. So, again, the boomerang is the most overpowered thing in the universe. It just one-shots everything. Alright, so this is a color puzzle. It's really hard, as you can see. And this mini-boss, he's a bit weird, actually, because for some reason, when the fight starts, you can't walk unless you're jumping. But by jumping, you can just unlock him.
Xander,
Yes.
I think I have a tiebreaker for you.
Oof.
We just got a €5 donation from Bamboo Shadow saying, Red, hello! And I do believe that means that we're gonna go with the red tunic.
Alright, cool. So, I just hard reset my console there. And that's because these rupees down here, they're not stored in like your save file, they're stored in the game's RAM. So once you leave the dungeon or hard reset, they respawn. And we now have enough to buy the last song. Again, that was a mini-boss. This mini-boss is a bit weird because the second arrow always bounces off the wall or something. I don't know what's up with it. Alright, so time for the single worst room in this entire game. The bingo room. So in this room, you have to hit all these guys into their colored areas, and it's impossible. Because there's just so much RNG here. Alright, we did it. Yeah, that room is just... There are no good bingo rooms. You can only have bad bingo rooms and really bad bingo rooms. Whoops. So this puzzle can be a little dumb. If you're too high up when you hit the bottom switch, you can actually hit the middle one instead and not know what you messed up and just die inside. And that was the boss. Alright, so it's finally time to pick the tunic. And as we just heard, we are going to be going with red tunic. Which means I don't have to menu over. So yeah, that's it. And I jumped so you don't see it, but we just got it. There we go. So, with our current route, this is actually the slower tunic. Believe it or not. It used to be, like, undoubtedly faster. But, well, I should probably explain the differences before I can explain anything else. So, thing is, red tunic doubles your damage, gives you knockback effect, and blue tunic doubles your defense. And it's pretty self-explanatory that would be faster. But with the current route, we actually get the level 2 sword like really quickly after getting the tunic. And the level 2 sword mostly overrides red tunic. And because blue tunic makes one of the bosses a lot faster, it's actually the faster tunic now. So this is Monka Esme's. If you interact with one of these signs twice, you can start over. It's a lot of fun. And it doesn't even give you a good reward, it gives you worst song. Alright, so I'm gonna try to focus a little here, because I really don't want to talk twice. And we should be fine now. Because there's only one sign left.
And I do another couple tunic-related donations.
Go for them right now, because we want to have some other audio during worst song.
Okay, we got a €10 donation from Not Kajo saying, good luck Xander, red is better. We also got a €5 donation from Grim32 for €5 saying tiebreaker, and also that one went to red as well, so red ended up overwhelmingly winning this.
Yeah, it's bad. If you think this is best song, you are a demon. Trust me, Sagas, you are one. Alright, so we have the last song now. It was painful. My ears are bleeding. but we survived. I don't know if I got this seashell. I always think I forget it, but then I don't. I am going to grab this fairy here. Because I'm really low on hearts. Alright, so, that song costs 300 rupees for a bunch of sounds that just make your ears bleed. I don't know why. It's a scam. It's definitely a scam. So, this next heart piece, you have to swim all the way down the moat of the castle for it. How you're supposed to find it casually, no one knows. Alright, we did it. And then we just save and quit back to the portal. And that's that. So now, if I don't forget this picture, which is really easy to forget, we can go to Dungeon 6. Yeah, a lot of people actually just have a split for this picture or have it on their Enter D6 split, because it's just so easy to forget it. Mainly because you enter this area multiple times, and every other time you just go the other way immediately. You never go near that house. Alright, so finally, Dungeon 6. At least going there. So because we did Dungeon 6 before Dungeon 5, there's no owl on this screen, which saves a bunch of time. Alright. So we're gonna be going through Armo's maze here, and hopefully get the last seashell. And you can bump these guys with the shield, like it's no big deal. Alright, so I'll be checking in my menu later to see if this is the last one, but it definitely should be. Alright. So I'm gonna have to go and damage boost through here. And you can just clip past that guy. It's a thing. I'm gonna be doing that again later. Alright, so we have a nice little quick kill like that with Red Tunic. So he did jump, but because I kept hitting him, he actually doesn't stun me. Because I stun locked him first. Right, again, I'm gonna clip past these Armos, because I can. And damage boost again. Whoops. I was trying to clip into the wall again. Alright, so now that we have the key, we can actually move on. Also, one of the perks that Red Tunic gives is it picks up bushes and rocks a lot faster than Blue Tunic. But once you get the level 2 bracelet, it's the same speed. Which is what we're going to be getting in Dungeon 6. Whoops. So, in other categories, we would have Bow Wow right now, and he would be eating this cutscene. But we don't have him, so no eating cutscenes today. Alright, so I have all of the seashells, that's good. Just grabbing a fairy from that spark real quick. So this room can be done really quickly with a bomb and some arrows. And I'm gonna just throw a bomb here, hit that guy with an arrow, and then equip this. Alright, so it's time for the tile room where literally nothing happens except for killing some tiles. So if you have any donations or anything like it, go for it. I guess we don't. Alright,
No,
so,
we currently don't have any donations, but if you want, I could tell something about what's happening here. Yeah? So, we are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering, and we'd like to thank you guys for watching. And we organize monthly gatherings like this in the Benelux for speedrunners. We're streaming for you live from Bladel in the Netherlands, so if you're nearby, you know, be sure to come over and say hi to us. If you're a Twitch Prime user and you haven't used your subscription yet for whichever reason, you know, consider using it on the ESA channel, because it will support both BSG and ESA, and you get the emotes from both of the channels. So it's, you know, actually 2 subs in 1.
Alright, so I just did like a little weird super jump there where I bonked into the wall and just went across the thing. I don't know how it works, but it works. And the way I did it, I'll explain later when we actually use that trick more, where you can actually see what that trick really is. Yeah, for now, it's time for skill heads. So these guys have a 25% chance to land up. Well, to both land up. Let's see. $10. 11th try. That's really, really bad. That's about average for me though, because my luck is very good. And I messed that up. And that was RNG messing me up. Alright, there we go. Doing another flock clip past that key block. Come on. So this is Facade. I'm just gonna drop 3 bombs before he even appears, and he'll be almost dead already. That's how well programmed this game is. Okay, so drop one here, wait for it, and drop another one. And he's dead. Just like that. Hardest fight. Whoops. So this is one of the best tricks ever. You can just pick up this bomb during the instrument cutscene. And I dropped it, that's okay. And it makes a rainbow explosion. Alright. So I'm gonna do another bomb trigger here to skip the owl animation, so I failed it. It's only 2 seconds that saves, like, it's not much. And now we're gonna get the level 2 sword. This early on, when we still have 3 dungeons left, and it's so cool. I love this route with the early level 2 sword. Also, this cutscene is great. Link's skull just gets spliced in half. Alright, so now we have the level 2 sword, and we can go to D5. This is like a really short segment in between dungeons. Because D6 and D5 are like right next to each other. Jumping under the ceiling is like a bit faster. The sound is what really matters though. Oops. Alright, so we also have sword beams now. We have level 2 sword, which are actually gonna be important later. But before anything else, we have the 50% chance RNG trick early hookshot. One of the gatekeepers to the run. So before I do anything, I have to kill these guys because I need to make sure there aren't any other drops on the screen. It has something to do with sprite order or something. Alright, so I'm gonna use the boomerang to pull this key to the other room. And of course I get it first try. Why can't I get this at home? Alright, so yeah, it's a 50% chance. Either you get it, or nothing happens. And if you fail it, you have to make the key drop again. And it takes like 15 seconds. It's the slowest thing. I don't know what current world record is, but I think I've had 7 attempts before. Alright, so this is Master Salfo's. We're just gonna murder him with sword beams. And we only have to fight him once now because we have the hookshot already. Normally you're supposed to fight him 4 times, but yeah, he drops the hookshot. So he's useless now. Alright, so we're just gonna go straight to the boss key now because we already have the item and just finish up the dungeon. And just for swag, I'm gonna do a hookshot jump. Or not. Okay, I tried. I give up. Oh no. Come on. There we go. Alright. So saving and quitting there because it's just so much faster than backtracking all the way. Alright, so I'm gonna make my way to the boss now. And the D5 boss is actually where, Red Tunic is usually slower. By quite a bit, too. And you'll see that, but I'm gonna just do a hookshot jump here to get across this. You can also hookshot to the other side twice, but, you know, let's not.
Is it okay if I budge in with 2 donations quickly?
Yeah, you can.
We have a €1 donation by Twitch chat saying sour please, and then we got a €1.69 donation from Pew Pew saying yes. That's everything he said to you.
I agree with him. Alright, so with Red Tunic, this boss is absolute garbage. Because he has invincibility frames now. Somehow. I don't know how. Don't ask me how. Oh god, this is bad. So because we're past the 4th cycle now, he can start giving me fake snakes, but he didn't, fortunately. That was really bad, though. Yeah, with Blue Tunic, you can just spam your sword and he'll just take a billion hits. But with Red Tunic, you really can't do that, which also means you will usually not get a 2 cycle, which is really easy to do with Blue Tunic. Yeah, that's the most significant difference between tunics. And if you're literally a task and you can somehow always get a 2 cycle with Red Tunic, then it's about a second faster overall.
So, Xander.
Yeah.
Phantom Matt, I think you may know the guy. Because he sent a €5 donation our way saying, "See, I told you you'd get early hookshot first try. Why would you ever doubt me?" Well, Xander, why would you?
Well, because he's cursed me many times. Apparently, it was an anti-curse this time. I'm on to you, Matt. Can't hide your secrets from me. Alright, so now that we have D5 done, we're just gonna go straight to D7. And because we already have the bird cave, we don't have to do resource skip anymore. We've already done it, so we can just go straight there. And that's why also not much happens on this split. Whoops. Alright. So, before we go though, I'm gonna need to actually bomb trigger this. 'Cause it's just way faster than bombing a wall later and getting it. Alright, obstacle skip, 2 out of 2. Okay, now we're gonna make my way over to D7. So you can go for another plug for the event or something like that. Because nothing really happens on this split. Alright, so coming up on D7 here. And because the music like doesn't stop, you're gonna hear this until the cutscene ends. It's painful. Don't worry, it's almost over. There we go. Right. So D7 is a very, very broken dungeon. If you played this game as a kid, you probably remember struggling with D7 a lot. Well, prepare to have your dreams shattered. Essentially. Yeah, you're supposed to take this ball all the way through a dungeon and break these pillars with it. We're gonna use a different kind of ball. Namely, a bomb. Oh, that didn't work. And, yeah, we can just bomb trigger these pillars. Because why not? Alright, so I'm gonna do another naked super jump across the pit here. And they're dead. Yeah, that's actually most of the dungeon skip right there. And we're gonna go upstairs now. Because upstairs just drop down a floor so we can actually access it. Alright, I'm gonna grab this bomb pickup and set up for Goomba Surf here, which is quite literally what the name is. You surf on the Goomba. And that's actually an RNG trick with a 25% chance, so that was really good RNG. So, this boss, you're supposed to have like the level 2 shield and kill him with that somehow. We're just gonna use the hook shot. And, that he flew really low there. I don't know what happened. Yeah, we're just gonna kill him when he's not even on the screen. Oh, he's dead. So the way that works is, the screen actually wraps around. So once he flies off the screen at the top, he's at the same time, he's at the bottom of the screen, so you can just hit him at the bottom. And he just dies. Alright, so that's Dungeon 7 done. So now, I'm gonna make my way over to D8, where we're gonna be seeing, a pretty cool trick. A really cool trick. And we're gonna be seeing it 4 times from here on out. Also, the only couple times that you actually see it. Alright, so I'm gonna go up here because it's the way to D8. And it's time for Zoomerang. Just like that. So I don't know what happens. It has something to do with having Boomerang on B. Well, yeah. The Boomerang just takes Link for a ride. And shoots you across the screen. It's the best thing. Menus. There we go. Alright, so now it's time to get the final capacity upgrade. The powder upgrade. Whoops. Right. This guy really needs to work on his aim, by the way. Like, it sucks. It does, really.
Can I butt in here with a few more donations?
Yes, you can.
We got a €1 donation from Twitch chat saying Monka S. We also got €2 from Bamboo Shadow saying, okay, since early hookshot was first try, I'm donating €2 for 2 failed nightmare key jumps in D5. Shame on you, Xander.
Sorry. Oh, I did not mean the menu there. Alright, this is Flame Skip. You're supposed to use a level 2 shield, and even though we have it, we're not gonna use it. It's faster to just clip into the wall and walk straight past it. Alright, so I'm just gonna bomb trigger this guy, because, you know, Ocarina is absolutely unnecessary. And you can just walk straight through him. That's also a thing. Alright, so D8. Probably the dungeon we skip the most of. Like, we skip it almost entirely. Also, more Zoomerang action here. So, I'm gonna use what I call fast hook. I refuse to call it bookshot. Which involves having hookshot on B. I don't know why that failed. Whatever. So yeah, having hookshot on B and pressing feather and hookshot at the same time actually makes you go twice as fast. And in this case, it actually lets you clip past that key block. Skipping a key. Also, most skippable mini-boss in the game. Fortunately, it's Oob. Alright, so now we have the Fire Rod. That's the only reason we went there. Now we can actually just... Oh, let's not do that. Okay, even though I activated that, I am still going to Zoomerang. Because it's just absolutely necessary. Alright, so I'm gonna do a lava swim here. Yes, you can literally swim in lava. Like that. Because the game is like, hey, you're not supposed to be transitioning here. What are you doing? And it doesn't know what to do, and it just lets you swim. I think it has something to do with, like lava tiles being copy-paste from water tiles, but just with different graphics. And I messed that up. That could be bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna re-enter this room. Because killing fire, if you don't know what you're doing, is just horrible. There we go. That's how it's done. Alright, so, mini-boss. Bye, mini-boss. So this room is really scary, at least if you're on good pace, because if you mess up a single input, you have to start it over from the start, and it just wastes so much time. Alright. Can I actually open the chest? That would probably be useful. So now that we have the boss key, we can just make our way over to the end of the dungeon. And after that, the end of the game. Because this is the last dungeon. So I'm doing another Jesus jump there to actually get clipped into that wall and be able to super jump. So this boss is like really weird. Nobody knows what's up with this HP. It's just, I don't know, sometimes he takes 5 hits, sometimes he takes 20. 2 cycle is still pretty good though. Yeah, a 1 cycle is pretty much just a godhead. This guy's name is Hothead. But yeah, 1 cycle rarely happens. Shame on me. Alright, so it's time to actually go and finish up the game. Of course, once this cutscene plays out. So, did we actually reach the incentive to not skip the boss music?
We did not.
That's what I thought. Alright, so we will be skipping it. And now that we have the fire rod, we can just destroy everything. Just obliterate it. So yeah, again, you're supposed to use the ocarina to trigger the instrument cutscene here, but we're not going to because it's slow. Instead, we're gonna use bombs. And yeah, that's the cutscene. Okay, so now we can finally enter the final dungeon of the game, the Windfish's Egg. And this is a maze that has 1 room. All the rooms look the exact same, and you're supposed to read a book in the library to know the path. But if you never read that book, the path is always the same. It's left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up, loo-roo-loo. Just like that. Alright, so, because we didn't hit the incentive, we're skipping the boss music. Using a lot of bombs there. And instead we get this sound. So, this is basically a boss rush. This is the blob. I tried to get a quick kill on it, but I failed it because of RNG. So I have to use powder instead. Alright, so time for your worst nightmare, Aghanim. Unlike in A Link to the Past, in this game, you can actually shoot unlimited blue balls. The first 2 are guaranteed yellow balls, but after that you have a 50% chance at a blue ball. Alright, so let's see. World record for blue balls is 17, I believe, shared by 3 people, and each one wastes 8 seconds. That's 1. It's a yellow ball. Let's see here. 1 blue ball is pretty good RNG. Alright, so Moldorm quick kill. Okay, he's dead. This is Ganon. Also dead. this is a Lamola, also dead. So now we're just gonna sit in the corner and cry, basically. That's what I'm gonna do. Just sit in the corner and cry until this monstrosity dies. Because the Boomerang can actually just one-shot it, but it's still RNG when it opens its eye. So that's it for the final boss. Time is when the screen fades to white. Let's see. And time. So yeah, that was Link's Awakening DX 100%. That's a really bad time, if I'm being honest. But knowing my luck, it's about average. So yeah, that was a fun run. But before I sign off, I have to do a mandatory picture check. See if we actually have 100%. Let's see. Alright, we got all of them. There's a missing heart piece because this save point is from before the last one. So yeah, that's it from me. I don't know what's up next, but I'm sure it's something good. So,
Up next, we're going to be having Swamp Thing, so stay tuned for that. Xander, thank you very much for the Link's Awakening DX run. Mother Brain is going to make another appearance in just a moment with Swamp Thing. As we mentioned before, that's swapped around from the Momono Yoko Hunter. I hope I'm saying that right. Momono Hunter Yoko run that is going to be moved to the final day. So we're going to be making a transition to that, which also means that in a moment we'll be running a couple of ads. With that being said, this will also be the last game that I've hosted, so I'll be heading it over to, or I'll be giving it over to Mr. Broad in a moment, who will be your host for the next couple of runs. So yeah, stay tuned while we get this set up, and while the ads are running, and we'll be back with you guys in a few minutes.